Recording this for notes so I could just study the shit out of it and fucking pass. Alright, so part 1, front of vehicle. Reflectors, not broken, cracked, or missing. Clearance marker and signal lights. Amber colored, not cracked or broken, working properly. Windshield, not broken and properly secured. No cracks more than 1/4 of an inch. If more than 1/4 of an inch, need to replace windshield. Windshield wipers, not cracked or broken. Windshield wipers are working and properly secured with wiper blades in good condition. Headlights, not cracked or broken. It is working and properly secured. You got to make sure the truck is not leaning. If it is, it possibly has a low tire or bad suspension. Under my truck, there's no hanging wires, hoses, and no fresh leaks. Part 2, passenger side of cab and front of trailer. The frame, not cracked or broken. There's no illegal welds, no missing bolts, and is properly secured. Same on both sides. Drive shaft and U-joints, not cracked or broken. There's no missing bolts, no illegal welds, and it's properly secured and lubed, clean and free of any debris. The catwalk, not cracked or broken. It is clean and properly secured and is free from any oil or grease. Right side handles, not cracked or broken. It is clean and properly secured. Muffler, I will open the hood and check from the top to the middle through the undercarriage to the turbo. Make sure it's not cracked or broken. Muffler is not leaking and is properly secured with U-bolts at top and bottom. Okay, tip, at the DMV, identify all handles on side of truck. Now for the door, make sure it opens and closes properly. I do the same on both sides. Window is clean and rolls up and down properly. Weather strip is not cracked or broken, has no leaks, and is properly secured. I do the same on both sides. The door hinges, one on the inside and one on the outside, not cracked or broken, working and properly secured. Do the same on both sides. Mirrors and supports, not cracked or broken. They are properly secured. My mirrors will be properly cleaned and adjusted before my trip. I do the same on both sides. Fuel tank, not cracked or broken. There are no leaks and it is properly secured to the frame. It always has a cabin rubber seal to prevent leaks and properly welded. Steps, not cracked or broken, clean and properly secured. Mud flaps, front, middle, and rear axles are not cracked or broken. They are properly secured and they're 6 to 8 inches off the ground. Part 3. Alright, just making sure it's still recording. Okay, radiator and reservoir. Reservoir has been checked and serviced to the top. Or serviced from the top. Not cracked or broken. There's no missing bolts or leaks. It is secured properly and the cap is in place. Radiator fan. Belt driven, is not cracked or broken, and is properly secured. Alternator and radiator belts. They're not cracked or broken, not frayed, and no more than 3/4 of an inch of play. The alternator is properly secured. Not cracked or broken. There's no missing bolts and it's not touching any metal. Alternator wires, not cracked, broken, or frayed, and properly connected. Water pump is not cracked or broken. There's no leaks and is properly secured. It's gear driven, but if there was a belt, you would check that as well. All hoses, none cracked or broken. There's no leaks and they're properly secured with hose clamps. Oil check and oil service. This is where the oil is checked. It is serviced by the gallon and filled to the proper level. The frame, on both sides, not cracked or broken, no missing bolts, no illegal welds, and is properly secured. Shock absorber, same on both sides. It's not cracked or broken. There's no leaks and is properly bolted to the frame. And the spring hangers, not cracked or broken, missing, and properly secured. The leaf springs, not cracked or broken, none missing and properly secured. The U-bolts, not cracked or broken or missing, properly secured. Spacers, not cracked or broken or missing. And the shackles, not cracked or broken, none are missing, and is properly secured. And make sure that you say, I do the same inspection on the brake system on both sides. The brake chamber. Not cracked or broken, there's no leaks and is properly secured with clamp in place. Brake chamber air hoses. Not cracked or broken, has no leaks and is properly secured with hose clamps. The slack adjuster. No more than 1 inch of play with the brakes released. Both are secured and not cracked or broken. Brake shoes. Always clean. They are not cracked or broken. They are no less than 1/4 inch of thickness. If less than that, I will replace both sides. The brake drum. Always clean, not cracked or broken, no signs of overheating, and properly secured. For the front tires, you inspect the front, back, and top of tire. No less than 4 30-seconds of tread. There's no recaps, so they have to be brand new. No signs of damage. It is inflated to 90 to 100 psi. I check with an air gauge daily. The tire is properly mounted to the rim. For the rim, you inspect both sides of the rim. It is not cracked or broken. There's no illegal welds. It's properly secured with all lug nuts present. There are no shiny threads or visible rust trails. The hub seals, no missing bolts. It is not leaking and properly secured and filled to the proper level. Air valve for the tire. It is straight. There's no rubbing metal on metal. And there's no leaks and is secured with a cap. Part 4, driver's side engine compartment. Power steering reservoir, not cracked, broken, or leaking. It is properly secured. Checked and serviced from the top and filled by quartz. Cap is in place. 2-gear driven system operates the air compressor and power steering system. It's not cracked or broken. There's no leaks. It is properly secured and is properly working. The governor is not cracked or broken. There's no leaks and it is properly secured. The air compressor is not cracked or broken. There's no leaks and is properly secured. The power steering gearbox is not cracked or broken. There are no leaks and is properly secured. Steering column or steering shaft, not cracked or broken. It is properly secured, greased, and working properly. The steering column is properly secured with my U-joints, or to my U-joints. U-joints, not cracked or broken. It is properly secured and greased. The pitman arm is not cracked or broken. There's no illegal welds. It's properly secured with castle nuts and cotter pins. And the drag link, not cracked or broken. There are no illegal welds. It is properly secured with castle nuts and cotter pins. The idle arm is not cracked or broken. There's no illegal welds. It is properly secured with castle nuts and cotter pins. The tie rod is not cracked or broken. There are no illegal welds. It is properly secured with the castle nuts and cotter pins. Take note, the truck that you take to the DMV has upper and lower idle / control arms. And tell the DMV inspector everything else is the same on the passenger side. The brakes, mirrors, doors, and mud flaps. And here's a tip. Before you move on to the next area, look at the DMV inspector and say, I will be moving on to the next section. Give a short pause before you move on. If the DMV inspector asks, are you sure that is everything? You may have missed an item. Take a brief moment and review what you have inspected. Make sure you inspected everything. And remember to take your time because there is no rush. Part 4B, the driver's side cab and rear of cab. The storage compartment. Inside there are 3 emergency triangles. I have extra fuses, belts, and hoses. The windshield fluid reservoir. It is inside my storage compartment. It is not cracked or broken, filled to proper level. There are no leaks and is properly secured with cap in place. The air service lines. These are the air lines, red for emergency and blue for service. Both lines are properly connected to my tractor and trailer glad hand connectors, and there are no leaks. Electrical service line. This is the electrical line. It is not cracked, broken, or frayed. It is properly connected to my trailer's electrical outlet. The glad hands. The rubber seals are in good condition and free of debris. The DOT tape is not ripped, it is both secured and clean. Headboard, sideboard, and trailer frame. Go around the entire trailer. Metal beams are not cracked, not broken, not bent, none are missing, and properly secured. Part 5, the fifth wheel. My trailer apron, not cracked, not broken, no illegal welds. The fifth wheel itself, not cracked, not broken, no illegal welds, and properly greased. The platform is not cracked, not broken, no illegal welds, properly secured with mounting bolts. The frame is not cracked, not broken, no illegal welds, no missing bolts, and same on both sides. There should be no visible daylight between the apron and the fifth wheel. The release arm is always in the locked position. It is not cracked or broken. It is properly secured. The pivot locks. Fifth wheel pivot locks, one on each side, and are in the locked position. The pivot pins, they are not cracked or broken. They are properly secured. The fifth wheel sliding rails are not cracked or broken. It is properly secured. With these rails, I can slide my trailer back and forth for weight distribution. I also check to see if my dualies clear my landing gear if my trailer is all the way forward. Fifth wheel sliding rail locks, fifth wheel locks, one on each side, and they are locked. They are in the locked position. The fifth wheel air hoses are not cracked, broken, or leaking, and is properly secured. The kingpin is not cracked, bent, or broken. It is properly secured with the locking jaws. Both pieces are properly greased and free of debris. The torque bar is non-adjustable and it is not cracked or broken. There are no illegal welds and it is properly secured. The four-way lights. White for reverse, red for service, emergency, and signal. They are not broken and are properly secured. The DOT tape is clean, visible, and properly secured. Okay, so now we're doing part 6. Dual tires, airbags, and suspension. The airbags, not cracked or broken. There's no leaks and is properly secured to the air mounts. You want to make sure the air mounts are not cracked, not broken, no missing bolts, and is properly secured to my frame. Shock absorber, same on both sides. It is not cracked or broken. There's no leaks and it is properly secured to the frame. Spring hangers, not cracked or broken or missing, properly secured. The leaf springs are not cracked or broken, none missing, properly secured. U-bolts, not cracked or broken or missing, properly secured. Spacers, not cracked, broken, or missing. Make sure you say that you do the same inspection of the brake system on both sides, and then you do the brake system again, which is the brake chamber, not cracked or broken. There's no leaks and is properly secured with clamp in place. Brake chamber air hoses, not cracked or broken, has no leaks, and is properly secured with hose clamps. Slack adjusters, no more than 1 inch of play. Both are secured and not cracked or broken. The brake shoes, always clean, not cracked or broken, no less than 1/4 inch of thickness. If less than that, you replace both sides. The brake drum is always clean, not cracked or broken, no signs of overheating, and is properly secured. For the rim, you inspect both sides of the rim, make sure it's not cracked or broken, make sure there's no illegal welds, it is properly secured with all lug nuts present, and there's no shiny threads or rust trails. Now for the dual tires, you inspect the front, back, and top of tire. Make sure there's a 4-inch gap between the tires. There's no obstructions in the gap. Recap tires are acceptable with no less than 30 seconds of tread. There are no signs of damage. They are properly mounted to the rim and inflated at 90 to 100 psi and checked daily with an air gauge. Middle axle and seal. Not cracked and not broken, no illegal welds, no missing bolts, and is properly greased. Air valve for the tires, make sure it's straight, there's no rubbing metal on metal, and there are no leaks, and it is secured with a cap. Part 7 is the trailer floor. You want to make sure the metal beams are not cracked, bent, or broken. There are none missing, and they are properly secured. The floorboard is not cracked or broken and no holes. The landing gear consists of 4 parts: the frame support, legs, and shoes. They are not cracked, bent, or broken and are properly secured, and legs are properly greased and go up and down smoothly. The landing gear box is properly secured, greased, and working. The crank arm and handle is properly secured. A quarter frame, it is in one piece, not cracked or broken. There are no illegal welds, no missing bolts, and properly secured. The air tanks and hoses for the second trailer, it needs to be drained daily, and it is not cracked or broken or leaking. It is properly secured to the frame. Spring hangers, not cracked or broken or missing, properly secured. Leaf springs, not cracked or broken, none missing, and properly secured. U-bolts, not cracked, broken, or missing, properly secured. Spacers, not cracked, broken, or missing. And make sure you say that you do the same inspection on both sides for the brake system. So do that again. The brake chamber, not cracked, broken, and there are no leaks, and properly secured with clamp in place. Brake chamber air hoses, not cracked or broken, has no leaks, and is properly secured with hose clamps. Slack adjuster, no more than 1 inch of play, both secured, not cracked or broken. A torsion bar is adjustable, it's not cracked or broken, no illegal welds, and properly secured. There are 4 differences between the middle and rear axle. The middle axle is wet, it's a drive, has airbags, and has a torque bar that's non-adjustable. The rear axle is dry, it's drag, has spring leaves, and has a torsion bar that is adjustable. Part 8, rear of trailer. Clearance lights, red in color, not cracked or broken, properly secured and working. Roll-up doors, opens and closes properly. The tension cables are not damaged and have proper tension. The door latch in locked position at all times, not cracked or broken, and properly secured. The tail lights are red in color, not cracked or broken. They are working and properly secured. The DOT tape is clean, visible, and properly secured. Bumper is not cracked. There's no illegal welds and is properly secured. License plate is properly secured with 2 bolts. It is clean and up to date. Electrical outlet is working properly with no rust on the outside and clean on the inside. The air lines, the air valves close at all times. Red for emergency, blue for service. It is not cracked, broken, and has no leaks. Glad hands are not cracked, broken, or missing. Okay, that will be for the pre-trip on the outside. I'll make another video on the in-cab inspection.